This Premier League Matchday 11 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with a code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, November the 6th. We are here to have an incredibly brief look around the Champions League action and picks from this midweek before we get stuck right into Premier League Matchday 11 fixtures. Joining me from somewhere in Nottinghamshire is the man whose complete disregard for timekeeping has got this entire household in disarray this evening. It's Mr. Barry Penaluna. Hello, Baz. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I mean, you said a brief recap of the Champions League. I've got half an hour to talk about it, me. I assume I want to brush over it because it didn't go that
I haven't
well.
got half an hour to do anything because you've just decided to move the time again. You've caused nothing but mayhem around here. Yes, the IT department's coming through here with a hoover. The guinea pigs are in the back garden, in the dark, in the rain, getting firework done. I've just driven an hour and a quarter across town in rush hour traffic. The IT department has to go back to get the boys because I had to rush back. So there's been a time implication, Barry. There's a financial implication. You can send us a tenner petrol money, and it's just general mayhem. So if in the background you hear hoovers, air fryers, general fighting, guinea pigs, that sort of thing, it's very much it's a living household this evening between 6 and 7 p.m. Barry,
I did give you the option of the 11:30 slot. You know.
Oh, brilliant! That I stop up till 11:30 tonight to do this.
I mean, how many times have I moved my schedule around to accommodate you, Malcolm?
I'm going to go with none. Would be I'll take the under half, Barry.
Seems unlikely.
Well, the IT department just came through here with a face like thunder carrying that Hoover badge. So I'll just keep my head down if I was us. What are we talking about? Champions League. Yeah. I thought it was a bit boring, Baz. Like, just the football. Do you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see it on Tuesday. I went to five-a-side. By the way, only 9 people turned up. Fucking Jamie put his name down and didn't turn up. Five-a-side with 9 people is dog shit. So I missed the football. I went to football, which cost £7.35 now for a game of five-a-side. That was shit. Came back, just didn't enjoy any of the results. And then I went out on Wednesday. The Newcastle match was boring, Barry. I know, whisper it quietly. I'm not going to be one of those who's twisting about sitting and watching Champions League football. But it was just fucking rubbish. Like, nothing happened. I was sober because I had to get Betty came with me, get her back for school the next day. So we can't hit the pub too much. So just, it was all a little bit crap. And then on top of that, my picks were absolute dog shit, which didn't help at all, which we'll get to. But in terms of the footy bars, did you watch anything? Did you catch up with much?
I watched our game. And for me, the picks were very good, Malcolm. I had a sweep, clean sweep.
You did?
I only made 3 picks, but 3 winning picks. Easy won it. Arsenal win to 0. Just easy.
System playing it.
Why wouldn't you play that?
Yeah.
The City over 3.5 came in nice and easy, and the handicap of that was right. I thought Dortmund would definitely get a goal at some point, and City were more than capable of getting the rest. Over 3.5 goals, City easy enough. The fortunate one, which I think was your only win, was the Atletico handicap. It went 2-0 up, and then they let one in, and then in the very last kick of the game, they went 3-1, so we cashed the Atletico handicap. But yeah, 3 from 3 for me, so a very good week. I agree with you on the Newcastle front. I don't think it was particularly impressive, but a good result. That gets us to 9 points and a step closer towards qualifying, so we'll take it.
I just thought like part of the boring nature of it all was just like 5 out of the 6 English teams won. Chelsea were the only ones who shit the bed. 4 out of the 6 covered the handicap easily. Arsenal won by 3, Man City 3, Tottenham won 4. We won by 2. It was only, and I mean, you don't expect Liverpool to beat Real Madrid on the handicap. Even the fact that Liverpool went and won that game. So 5 out of 6. Chelsea really flaky, aren't they? We'll come to Chelsea in a bit. So 5 out of 6, I think, is the 5 teams in the top 10 of the league.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at it that closely. So, and I was going to have a little whinge about my picks, but there were so many of them because each individually could have done better. But when there was so many that were shit, it doesn't matter because you just bracket them all big and shit. The spectacularly bad one was Ajax against
Galatasaray.
You can't take the Turks away from home. 3-0, easy. I think Fefwef pointed out to me in the chat that Ajax definitely would not lose that game.
Osimhen is far too good for that league, isn't he?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I think it just kind of goes to show that all these other leagues, like I picked Marseille, I picked Juventus, the quality of those leagues is just the same. It's just rubbish. It's all very, very middling rubbish. So they can't all beat everyone. I thought the Juventus would have the edge. I thought Marseille would have the edge. The domestic form's a lot better. And it turns out it just wasn't true at all. I think we should have just stuck with English teams on the handicap bars, and there would have been plenty of money all round. So I need to get back on the horse. Look at you carried the team this week. College basketball tips off this week. Make sure to subscribe to the College Experience, catch the daily podcasts, and download the SGPN app for free college basketball picks. I will remind everybody, which usually also means Barry, to get your predictions in. Are you doing it now, Baz? Addict.co.uk. I didn't actually put out last week's. They hadn't updated the table, had they? It was Monday night when we did the show. So I'll have a little look now, see who won game week 10. And I need to work out October's winner as well. Game week 10 was taken down by Paul Simpson. Holy shit. Simmers, 14 points. Well played, Fatty.
You mustn't have reminded us last week, Malcolm.
Sorry?
You mustn't have put a reminder out last week.
Because you forgot.
Yeah, I got nothing.
I definitely put a reminder out.
Damn.
So, hamstrung yourself, haven't you? Andy Williams was second. Tiger finished third. Stephen Begg was tied for third as well. Let's have a look. I was down tied 7th. And you're all the way down there with all the people who forgot to put the picks in, bozos. So overall, I imagine Cam is still leading the way. Absolutely not. Chris Swain has gone to the top with 78. Cree, one of our regulars, on 75, with Cam Burke in third now on 63. I am tied 5th with Bob. So remember to get your picks in. It's a good time, new month, isn't it? So if you want to play this month, 43455 is the league code at predictaddict.co.uk. Any other sort of crack, Baz, before we get stuck into these Premier League games? We are on the clock tonight. I know we don't like to rush the main pick show, but everyone's on the clock for various reasons. You're going out, aren't you?
Everyone is, yeah. I'm off out a gig again tonight. So as soon as we finish this, I'll be waiting to town to the Bodega to watch the Little Comets. Looking forward to it.
Very good. I'm covering the Villa Maccabi Tel Aviv game from 8 o'clock, but I've got to get prepped, sound checked and stuff from 7 o'clock. So yeah, watch a bit of Villa this evening. Okay, then, Baz, we'll move straight on to the Prem stuff. We are brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second to none. The motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to MyBookie.ag. Promo code is PLGP for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's MyBookie.ag. Promo code PLGP. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. With Novig, you're getting the best prices. Available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 using our promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. A bit of a weird time, but we've still got a few reprobates in the chat to say hello to today. Harry, Chelsea was first in. Harry referencing the Dan Burns header. It was a very good header, but my advice to Bilbao would be to mark the 6'7" defender. He was quite good in the air. There wasn't anyone in the same postcode as him. But yeah, it was a good header. Bob D is with us as well. I think that's it so far. You American people must be on their lunch break or something. So there's more people lurking. So let us know who you are and we can say hello. No Friday night game. This time there is a Saturday lunchtime kickoff, 12:30 or 7:30 Eastern time between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United. Tottenham have actually been backed in a little bit today. Slight line movement report. Tottenham are 17-10 plus 170 in from 7-4. The draw 13-5 plus 260. And Man United 29-20 plus 145. They've drifted out from plus 140. Not much in that, I don't suppose. This is 6th versus 8th in the Premier League, both sitting on 17 points. Neither are very appealing betting prospects outright. But I still can't be having Manchester United as favourites here. I made a case against them last week against the worst team in Forest. Nearly pulled it off. Man United needed a very good equaliser from Ahmed to get the draw. Both have won 5 of their 10 games. The concern for Tottenham here, it is the home form. They've only won 1, drawn 1, and lost 3 of the home games. And were really poor last week against Chelsea. They got a confidence-boosting 4-0 win against Copenhagen in the Champions League. Man United have won 5 out of the last 8, but I definitely think there's a few false finals in there. They were 6 minutes away from getting turned over at Forest last week. I just think the prices are wrong. I don't really know who's going to come out on top, but I think it's a WTF. It should be a match at the very minimum. And at the prices, I have to take Tottenham outright, Baz.
I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was a tricky one to start with because the Spurs home form you mentioned is sketchy to say the least. They've not won in the last 3 home league games. Obviously, they did pick up the 4-0 win in midweek, as you mentioned. And Man United's recent upturn in form has been mainly at home, where they've won 4 in a row. But on the road, they've won only once all season away from home. I thought the teams would be a bit closer in the betting, if I'm honest. Man United, comfortable favourites in the betting, did make me sort of lean up Spurs a little bit. But I just can't trust them. I couldn't get there. I can see why you've gone for them. I do think there should be probably a match, really, in terms of the prices. So I've looked at the goals. They have been flying in the Man United games recently. 7 of the last 8 in the league went over 2.5. 6 of those 7 went both teams to score. So I like the goals in here, but I'm just a little bit afraid of getting my fingers burnt with Spurs again, having taken goals last week and watched them stink out a 1-0 defeat to Chelsea. So I am going goals, but I'm siding with Man United here. Man United to score 2 or more. They've done this in 5 of the last 6 games, Man United. They've got goals in them. I could see Spurs getting some themselves, but I'd rather side on Man United here. Man United, team total, over 1.5 at 10-11.
Yeah, I don't mind it. The forward players are playing well. It's a part of the pitch you can trust Man United is that Cunha and Bemo are doing a little bit better. Ahmed looks livelier. Sesko still hasn't really got going. But they do look a little bit better at the front half of the pitch, Baz. So, yeah, completely agree with you. Next up is the 3 o'clock kickoffs. There are only 2 of them on Saturday. These 2 games, Barry, are going to be the games that win or lose the survivor this week, by the way. I'll talk you through the process in a minute because there's only 4 people left in your survivor contest for the 600 quid. And we're in week 11 now, so there's not many available picking propositions. So really, you have to pick Everton or West Ham in the next 2 games. Yeah, exactly. It's a horrible choice. It's really Sophie's choice here. But Everton are 6-5 plus 120. The draw 23-10 plus 230. Fulham 12-5 plus 240. Baz.
Yeah, I came to this one immediately wanting to make a case for Fulham as underdogs, and it's not particularly easy making a case for Fulham, given they've picked up just 3 points from the last 5 league games. And those 3 points coming from Wolves as well, which doesn't count, does it? Their 4-game losing streak prior to the win over Wolves, though, that was against better sides than Everton. They lost to Newcastle, Arsenal, Villa, and Bournemouth. Fulham did. And Everton have just been seeing a bit of a drop-off recently. Their unbeaten run at home has gone, losing 3-0 to Spurs. And they've now been on a run that saw them win just 1 of their last 8 games. So Everton have sort of started the season stronger, but reverting back to where you'd expect them to be now. The teams are just 1 place apart, 1 point apart in the league. But I just think Fulham are better than their current league position. Everton are probably right about where they'll finish. I was a little bit torn here because I really wanted to keep the draw on my side. Everton having drawn 3 of the last 8, including 2 of their home games. But the Fulham double chance was just a little bit too short. It's 7-10. I could have put that out as a pick. The safe option here would be the double chance. But I'm going for Fulham. I'm taking a punt on Fulham as an underdog here. 12-5, Fulham to beat Everton.
I was completely on the other side, Bart. I've taken Everton. They were excellent in the first half against Sunderland. They were 1-0 up. They should have been 2 or 3-0 up. They did drop off a little bit in the second half and let Sunderland back into the game. They're not. It's not complicated, this, but they do rely on their good players, like as obvious as it sounds. And Jai was great the other night. Grealish, Dewsbury Hall when he comes in. If they had a centre forward, they'd be a half decent team. Like, but Beto remains completely dog shit. And then Barry hasn't covered himself in glory. Missed an absolute sitter the other night, which would have put them 2-0 up and probably won them the game. Fulham, for me, it was the really obvious. It was stark home and away splits. 10 of their 11 points have come at Craven Cottage. They lost at Newcastle, at Bournemouth, at Villa, at Chelsea. So I'm going to run with Everton here. I think the good players can get it done. Everton are decent at home. Fulham are poor away. So I'll take Everton at 6-5 plus 120. I'm having to put me Gregory Peck's on, Baz, because I can't see what the fuck's going on. Okay. Callum has joined us in the chat. Callum, welcome. Joe Dollars here, as is James Mafia. The missus has just gone out, Barry, and given me the filthiest look on the way out, so I have no idea what that is. And I can still hear Betty trying to encourage the guinea pigs into a cardboard box in the garden. So it's continues to be mayhem here at Bamford Towers. Third game on the board is West Ham United taking on Burnley. West Ham 9-10, minus 111. The draw is 13-5 plus 260, and Burnley are 3-1 underdogs. This is the game I wanted to take a strong stance on, because West Ham beat Newcastle last week, and I saw a lot of West Ham fans telling us that West Ham were excellent, and this is what it should be like, and that kid Potts in the middle of the park was brilliant. And it's not what I saw at all, because Newcastle was so bad that any team should have been 2-3-4 ahead. And the fact that we were that bad, and still in the 95th minute of that game, we were in with a chance, having a goalkeeping error and an own goal as your only 2 goals to show against a team that were absolutely miles off it, tells me that West Ham were really, really bad. Burnley's loss against Arsenal was no problem. That sort of game won't define their season at all. They had 1-2 before that against relegation rivals, which is what West Ham are in this situation. So I did want to take a strong position on this. Unimpressed with West Ham. And this is what's going to win us the 600 quid, Baz, because I think everyone else is going to take West Ham. I think the 3 other people in the last man standing are going to take West Ham. They're not going to win, and I'm going to get over the line with Everton. That's where we're going here. So Burnley at 3-1 was tempting. I think they'll be back later on in the exotic session, but they can definitely avoid a defeat. So for now, I'm going to take Burnley on the double chance, 9-10, minus 111.
Yeah, I mean, I come to this one and straight away, I just thought like the West Ham price was ridiculous. It feels like a massive overreaction to that win against Newcastle last week. Odds on for a team who've lost 5 of the last 7 games and won only 1. And prior to the defeat to Arsenal, Burnley had just beaten Leeds and Wolves, two of the teams right around where West Ham currently sit. Prior to the defeat in Arsenal, Burnley had scored in 6 straight games as well. They have got a goal in them. They always seem to find the net. I didn't want to get involved in goals here. West Ham have failed to score 4 times already this season. And I just thought Burnley were too big a price here. West Ham were okay last week, but that result was more to do with Newcastle being absolute dog shit than anything West Ham were doing. Exactly the same. I want to keep the draw on my side here. Another dog, but Burnley or the draw. I'll take Burnley double chance at 10 to 11.
Oh, shit.
You're not prepared, are you?
I wasn't prepared. I'm unprepared, Barry. It's your fault I'm unprepared. Tea time on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff, 12:30 Eastern Time. Sunderland take on Arsenal. Sunderland are 6-1 home underdogs, 4-1 the draw. Arsenal 2-5, minus 250. Barry, tempted by the unbeaten, scrappy relegation favourite Sunderland here at 6-1?
No. Are you?
Fair enough. What are you tempted by?
What do you think? Anyway, Sunderland lost just once in the last 8 league games, still remain unbeaten at home. But surely a run that comes to an end. That home run's got to end here. Arsenal are undoubtedly the form side in the league at the moment. And I think they justify that price, 2-5 away from home. It's perfectly justifiable given how Arsenal are going at the moment. They've won 10 in a row in all competitions. Only Man City and Liverpool have taken anything from them this season. And they've now kept 8 clean sheets in a row and 13 clean sheets in 16 competitive games this season. That's absolutely ridiculous, that. Like, the Premier League's a hard league and the other competition is the Champions League. It blows my mind that they can have that many clean sheets in such a short space of time. Just 3 goals conceded all season so far. So, yeah, for me, a pick that will surprise absolutely nobody. I'm picking it every week. And it will come to an end sooner or later. Someone's going to score a goal against them. But as I said last week, if you keep giving me Arsenal at evens to win to 0, whilst they're winning to 0 every single week, then I'll keep taking it. 8 in a row so far. I'll carry on. I'm getting evens here. Arsenal win to 0.
Yeah, I knew you would go that way, Baz, and why not? You know what I mean? I think you have to keep riding it. Connor has joined us in the chat. Connor Trant, welcome, Connor. How are you doing? Sunderland were better in the second half on Monday night against that. The home form is very good. 1-3 and drawn 2. 6 of the last 7 have gone under 2.5 goals for Sunderland, so they're not getting involved in shootouts. And Arsenal quite an easy handicap, as you say, Baz. Not conceded in 8 in the Premier League. They keep winning. But sorry, yeah, 8 in total in it, 8 in a row. It's 5 in the Premier League. But Barry, I'm going to zig a little bit here. Sunderland have scored in all of their home games, and the price has now got so big on the BTTS that it's worth a punt. Sunderland have been lively at home, causing a lot of problems for a lot of teams. So at 5-4, I think that run's going to come to an end. It's almost just playing the numbers game. We talk about red or black on the roulette. This time I'm going to go against the board. We've got a board full of reds. I'm going to take a black here, Baz. It's got to come, hasn't it? Both teams to score 5-4 plus 125. Bob D wants the same as you, Barry. Arsenal win to 0 until it misses, which, you're taking the red. You've got to carry on for the board full of reds. So, completely understand that. Next up is Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Chelsea taking on Wolverhampton Wanderers. Chelsea are 9-25, minus 277. The draw 15-4, plus 375. And Wolves are 15-2, plus 750. This is me. Chelsea ably demonstrated the problem you always have if you're going to bet them on Wednesday night, when they failed to beat Karabag at a similar price to this, by the way. They were long odds on, had to come from behind. I mean, they're in front as well. They had to come from behind, got a point. They've only won 2 of their last 5. They lost at home last time out against Sunderland. Obviously, Wolves are a really hard pick at the moment. They've only got 2 points. They've got no manager. They've conceded 8 in the last 3. I just thought this was horrible to make a pick because I don't want to back Chelsea to do anything, to cover anything. You just can't do it. And I'm not getting involved with Wolves. I'm not that fucking stupid. So when I can't find a pick, I go into the stats bars. I go into the props market. So Chelsea lead the league in shots on target, Baz. 54 in the 10 games. But Wolves actually get a few shots. They're not terrible. Wolves rank 13th in shots on target. They're not all the way down 20th for a team that only got 2 points. The line here is 9.5. I'm going to take over 9.5 shots on target, Baz. It's even money.
Yeah, I found this one fairly easily. And, you've just talked all the reasons why I shouldn't be backing Chelsea, but I'm going to tell you the reasons why I will. I just think you've got to continue opposing Wolves. And actually, I thought the Chelsea price of 2 to 5 was probably bigger than I thought it would be at home to Wolves, who still haven't picked up a win yet. So I thought it was easy to find a pick involving Chelsea because I was quite happy to take a punt on them. And I get why it is a bit of a punt. I ended up torn between 2 in the end. Chelsea do still underwhelm a little bit recently. Drew away at Qarabag this week. Qarabag have done all right. They've only lost 1 in their 4 Champions League games so far. They're sitting in the qualification spot. So, probably possibly a better side than Wolves. They did lose to Sunderland recently, Chelsea, that is, not Qarabag. Sunderland would never be in the Champions League. And although they did get past Wolves in the Cup, they still conceded 3 goals in that one. That said, I think it's going to be a stronger lineup than Chelsea put out against Wolves in the Cup. And regardless of how underwhelming Chelsea have been lately, nobody has underwhelmed as much as Wolves have. They're still winless, just 2 points all season, so 8 defeats in their 10 league games. And absolutely hemorrhaging goals, 22 goals conceded so far. And I think they've conceded 10 in the last 3 games alone, including that cup defeat to Chelsea. They've given up 3 goals often enough, 3 goals conceded 6 times already this season. And so, as I say, the Chelsea price made it easy enough for me. It meant the handicap was in play, -1.5, decent price at 21 to 20, just over evens. And it could also get the Chelsea team total over 2.5. As I say, a weaker Chelsea side did put 4 past them just a couple of weeks ago. And they've, as I say, Wolves given up 3, more than enough. So those are the 2 picks I was torn between. Ultimately, I ended up coming down on a slightly safer pick. I'm taking the handicap. Chelsea -1.5 for me. Wolves are dog shit. Chelsea will put a few past them and see them off. 21 to 20. Chelsea -1.5 handicap.
Did not like that at all, Barry. Harry says Chelsea will win 4-0. Apparently, that's the play. We move across to Sunday. Once I've told you about Underdog, is your home for pick'em entries. You can win up to $5,000. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play $5, get $100 in bonus funds. Use the sign-up code PLGP. Rhythm is crushing it in college football, NFL, and now just added NBA. Weekly cash prizes for tracking your bets and getting up the leaderboard. You can win $1,000. Promo code is SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm, use the promo code SGPN25. Next up is Sunday lunchtime. There's 3. No, there isn't. There's 4 games at 2 o'clock on Sunday. The first of which is Aston Villa against Bournemouth. Villa are 15 to 13, +115. Actually drifted out a little bit to +120 Villa. So a tiny little drift on Villa. 5 to 2 the draw, +250. Bournemouth are 9 to 4, +225. In from 23 to 10. This is you, Barry. Barry, while you do this handicap, I'm going to put myself on mute and go away because there's some shenanigans going on out there. So you say things. I'll be back in a matter of seconds. All right.
Okay. Sounds good. I think Villa Bournemouth's an intriguing one. 2 sides who have been in very good form recently. Certainly prior to the last round of fixtures, both sides coming away as losers away from home last time out. But Villa losing to Liverpool, Bournemouth losing to Man City. So 2 tough games that they both lost. I suspect both of them will be looking to get back on track here and get back to the good form they had prior to that. I did find it a difficult game to come down on one side or the other, because there's not much between the two in terms of league position. There's not much between them in terms of the form, which almost made me want to side with Bournemouth at the bigger price. But having taken a couple of dogs already, I ended up bottling it. I always fancy the goals. Wherever Bournemouth are involved, I think goals are a good way to go. Bournemouth have went over 2.5 and both teams to score in 4 of their last 5. So plenty of goals recently. 3 of 5 for Villa have done the same. The 2 that didn't were tough games against City and Liverpool. So Villa, as I say, against not the top opponents, have still seen plenty of goals in their games. I think we'll see goals in this one. Overs is backable at 4-5. Yeah, don't even need to tag on the both teams to score. Keep it nice and simple. Over 2.5 goals between Villa and Bournemouth will be my pick at 4-5.
Yeah, brilliant, Bazzi. I think you've summed that up really, really well. I was hanging off every word there. But the guinea pigs aren't enjoying the fireworks, apparently. So, but they won't get in the box, and Betty's a little bit timid in trying to encourage them into the box. So, for what we've been here 32 minutes now doing this show, she's just been stood in the back garden next to the hutch. So, I've managed to get one in. So, we'll do this game, and then I might have to go and retrieve the second guinea pig. So, I've got live guinea pig wrangling going on here. Head scratching performance against Liverpool last week for Aston Villa. Expected a little bit more. They just never turned up. They had won 4 in a row before that. In their last home game, they beat Manchester City 1-0, which is decent. Bournemouth lost to Manchester City last week, a game that's not a real problem. Man City are going very well at home. But they did play well in that game. Scored 1. Could have scored more. The problem with Bournemouth here is, although they've been very impressive, only 1 win in the 5 away games. 3-1 at City, 3-3 at Palace, 2-2 at Leeds. The away games have been shootouts. Bournemouth are nearly always involved in a shootout. And this looks like another one. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals is 11-10 plus 110. What was your pick, Baz?
I just took the over 2.5. I was leaning towards the same pick, and then I saw the over 2.5 was 4-5, and I thought that'll do for me.
2-1 to someone, I think it is, and Harry's absolutely right.
Fair enough.
Bournemouth win 2-1.
Probably not going to be a 3-0, so if I hit, I'd expect you would hit as well.
Okay. Right. Oh, hang on. I'm hearing movement. I don't know if the second guinea pig's making its way in without my involvement, Barry. Oh, hang on. I think it is. Have you got it, B? Yeah, there we go. Well done. Guinea pigs wrangled. Successfully wrangled, Barry. Tick that off the list. We turn the page to a 2 o'clock kickoff between Brentford and Newcastle. Brentford 19-10 plus 190. 5-2 the draw plus 250. Newcastle 23-17 plus 135. Objectively, Barry, you just can't back Newcastle as favourites. There's no away win in 5. There were favourites in 4 of them. So you're just fucking spunking your money if you're backing Newcastle as favourites. I refuse to do it. It's just not a winning strategy. And we did say last week when we were infuriated that they turn up on Wednesday and win easily in the Champions League, which they did again. But I didn't think they played that well last night. I thought they were a bit boring. Bilbao were rubbish, which helped. But largely, it doesn't matter. You can't handicap a Newcastle away game on the back of what you saw in a Newcastle home game, even though we do every time. I'm drawing a line in the sand, Baz. We're finished with that now. It's over. The two things bear no relation to each other. Newcastle playing well at home bears no relation to their ability to go to a rubbish Premier League team and put on a performance. Brentford have won 3 times at home in fairly comparable games, if you want. Liverpool, Manchester United. So this is both a sensible pick and secretly a reverse mush, but also it's the only course of action is to back Brentford. Luckily, I'm not going to watch it because I'm doing another game. But I'm already angry about us losing to Brentford 2-0. I'll take Brentford at 19-10 plus 190.
2-1, I think you'll find. Anyway, I mean, yeah, you're right. Newcastle on the road. What could possibly go wrong? No league away win in 5 away from home for Newcastle. Started the season with those 3-0-0s, didn't they? And then more recently losing back-to-back to Brighton and then woefully to West Ham. And Brentford aren't doing bad at home, despite their home fixture run has been horrible. They've played 5 home games in the league. They've played Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Villa, Man United, and they've lost only once. So the home form's rock solid. Like a tight defeat to City 1-0 is the only one they've lost. They scored 3 against Liverpool, 3 against Man United, 2 against Chelsea. So definitely a tough one for Newcastle. Not a chance I could back Newcastle as favourites in this, as you've said. But although the Newcastle start off the season with those 0-0s, I think we've moved away from that. A few more goals in the games recently. The last 2 away games, 2-1 and 3-1. 3 of the last 4 home games for Brentford saw plenty of goals as well. Brentford at home have just seen a 3-2, a 3-1 and a 2-2. So I think goals is away from me here, purely because I didn't want to be the one to take Brentford. It's a way of avoiding taking a side here, but I'm just going to stick with the over 2.5 goals in this at 4-5.
Harry's looking at the corners, Newcastle, the over 13 corners in this Brentford-Newcastle game. The only thing I would say about that, Harry, Newcastle have been good for corners, and it's something we've been on a little bit. But we mentioned the fullbacks. It very much depends on the fullbacks. Our attack runs through our fullbacks, which is kind of counterintuitive thing to say. And it was much better the other night with Trippier rather than Kraft. Lewis Hall came on and was an actual bright spot. Lewis Hall did really well, because what Dan Burns not going to give you, what Hall or Tino give you down that wing, in order like overlapping, creating space, even coming like underlapping, creating space for Barnes, Gordon, Murphy, Elanga, whoever it is, to win those corners. So without the fullback pairing, so I just keep an eye on that. Have a look at the team news, Harry. If you get a couple of you want Trippier and Hall. Other than that, I would be staying away from it. Like, that's my local knowledge on that one. 2:00 Sunday, Crystal Palace take on Brighton and Hove Albion. Oh, actually, just before that, kick-off, Barry. Everyone's been eagerly awaiting the start of the second half here. If you remember last week, the teams are out and just running in and out those cones. I wanted to mention more utter woke madness, Barry. In the Champions League, I don't know if you've seen this, the team. So in the Premier League, the teams all warm up together. They warm up at the same end, don't they? Right down in front of the corner where I sit. In the Champions League, they warm up at different ends. So Newcastle go up to the Gallagher end and warm up, and the foreigners warm up at this end. But I don't know if you've seen this, Baz, in the Champions League. There's a bloke who tells them how to warm up. There's a bloke who comes out and tells them. So he's sitting there saying, right, do the high knees. So they do the high knees. And then he goes, do this one where you jump onto one foot and jump back. And they do that. And he's there. He was there for the Benfica game. A different bloke, obviously. But why are we doing this now? Can people not warm up by themselves?
You mentioned that. When I was at that Ferencvaros game the other week, we were sat right on the corner flag near the away fans. And the away team did their, substitutes did their warm-up along the goal line, so just round from the corner flag. But they'd done the same. I noticed that the coach came down and laid a few cones out and things for them in the middle of the game. What's wrong? When you just to run down at the corner flag, run back, stretch your hammies a bit, and you'd be good to go, wouldn't you?
150 years we've managed, Baz, without a bloke telling you to do that with your arms. Like, fuck off, will you? They were doing more like it was like a playground game where they had to pull each other. They grabbed each other by the arms and like an Irish drill. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit of country dancing. I thought, oh, fuck off. Absolutely ridiculous.
Kick
old
off.
Men shouted clouds here on the Premier League Gambling Podcast. Crystal Palace are 5-4 plus 125.
I thought you were going to tell us where they were at on kickoff. Oh,
shit. Yeah, sorry. So what's happened is the referee's earpiece has gone, hasn't it? The batteries have gone. So the change in that. Now, what actually happened, Baz, I was going to kick off tonight, but because you've curtailed everyone's time and you've got the place in uproar, I didn't have time to check you had the right cards and to shuffle them and all that. So basically, it was just an administrative error. But on the next show, the second half, Barry leading 2-0 will indeed kick off. Crystal Palace, right, Barry? They're 5-4 plus 125. The draw is 5-2 plus 250. And Brighton are 21-10 plus 210. Baz, this is you.
It is me, isn't it?
Right.
It looks like a tight one, doesn't it? But actually one where I got to a pick fairly quickly. Not when I'm massively, it's not certainly not my favourite pick. But I got there. Palace got back on track last week with a cup win over Liverpool and then followed up with a league win over Brentford. At home against Brentford, that was. But Brighton themselves continue to go well. The 4-2 defeat against Man United is the only defeat for them in the last 6 league games now. So I thought tricky to split the two in terms of the form. But there are a couple of things pushing me towards Brighton here. Palace have got the Thursday game. That can be a factor. And they have lost their last 2 games following a Thursday night game. They lost to Everton. They lost to Arsenal after the last 2 European adventures. And the other thing is the Brighton attack at the moment. They are full of goals recently. They've not failed to score in 8 games. And they've scored at least 2 in 5 of the last 6 games as well. Even when they lost to Man United, they still managed to score 2. They put 2 past Newcastle, 2 past Man City, 3 past Chelsea. So Brighton have got tons of goals with them. I wanted to side with Brighton here just as an underdog, away from home. Palace having a midweek game. So I am siding with Brighton, but it's going to be the team total for me. Over 1.5 Brighton goals, 11-8.
Joe Barber's joined us in the chat. Joe, welcome along. Not seen you for a little while. Harry says blame it on the guinea pigs, which I think was the Jackson 5 one, it was. That was a good one. Palace are inconsistent. Home win against Brentford last week was their first win in 4. No real patterns, goals-wise, under, over, stuff like that. Do I need to make my Brighton speech again? I'm not going to. 1-4, drawn 3, lost 3, sitting in 10th place. But I did mention last week, them not caring is giving us a strong trend in terms of goals. So 7 of the last 8 over 2.5. 7 of the last 8, both teams to score. So at that point, I stopped. No one knows who's going to win. Brighton don't care who's going to win. But both teams to score over 2.5 goals is 19-20, minus 105. Connor has given us the Weefer card. Is his name Matt Weefer? Curly haired kid, isn't he? Matt Weefer, yellow card is Connor's player. Like a bit of yellow card action. Cheers. Where are we going next? One more 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. I'm doing this game, Baz. This is my second just Premier League commentary. I did the last one I did was a 0-0 Villa Everton in week 2 or 3. So hoping I get some goals here. Yeah, I'm doing Forest against Leeds. Forest are 6-5 plus 120. 9-4 the draw plus 225. Leeds 12-5 plus 240. Nottingham Forest have still just the 1 win. They were better last week against Manchester United. They eventually scored a couple of goals, which they needed. Leeds are rubbish away from home. That was pretty much the handicap here. Poor result last week. 3-0 defeated Brighton. They've lost at Burnley. They've lost at Fulham, which are relatively comparable games. I think it's time Forest get a win. It's been too long. They kind of look like they've been building up towards it since Dyche took over. This is a great spot. Leeds are shit away from home. Forest at 6-5 plus 120.
Yeah, I thought this was a horrible one when I got to it. Very much a one where you just pinch your nose and take your pick. But I'm going to give Forest a chance to get their first league win in months here. And let's be honest, there's not much in the Forest form line to support it. Other than the fact they are unbeaten in 2 home games now under Sean Dyche, 2-2 against Man United and a win v Porto in Europe. So for me, it's more of a fate of Leeds and their away form you've just mentioned there. They've lost 4 of the last 5 away from home. The only team they beat was Wolves. And the 4 defeats away from home all came without them scoring a goal as well. So even though Forest don't have a ton of goals in them, they might only need 1. So hit and hope this, but like you, I'm going to take Forest team ride, 6-5, Forest to beat Leeds.
Yes, Ray gun that one up, Baz. Final game on the card. Yes.
I watched back the clip last time of the ray gun vaporizing incident where I got ray gunned off the screen.
Yeah.
We should have clipped that up because it looked absolutely brilliant.
The
second you pull the trigger, my screen just goes. It's brilliant timing. I don't know how it happened.
Is it, right. Well, there's still time, Baz. I'll have a look at that. I told some people about it, but I don't think my words did it justice. Turns out.
Go back and have a look at it. The timing is absolutely impeccable.
Right, well, yeah, let's try and clip that up there. Yeah, Manchester City against Liverpool, the game of the week at 4:30 on Sunday afternoon, 11:30 Eastern Time. Man City 9-10, minus 111. 29-10 the draw, plus 290. Liverpool 13-5, 260. Barry, finish us off with a winner.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tidy game to finish off with, but a tough one to make a pick. I thought, you look at Liverpool have the turn the corner, back-to-back wins against decent sides, Villa and Real Madrid. Both of them were in good form going into the games as well, and 2 clean sheets as well will be a big bonus for them. So that bodes well for them. The head-to-head in this game is also good for Liverpool. They've not lost in 4 now. I think they've won the last 2 and drew the 2 before that. The negatives would be their away form. They've lost 4 of the last 5 in all competitions and 3 in a row in the league away from home. And at home, City are going really well. They did lose to Spurs early in the season, but they've won all 6 home games since and won them all by at least 2 goals. So I thought I'd found the easy pick here. That City home record, the goals, the winning by the handicap every week. I thought the City team total would be okay. With City around about evens to win the game, I thought I might get a similar enough price. But actually, City to score 2 goals was shorter than I expected. 8-13 it was, which is a little too short. So I've had to go elsewhere, but I've stayed in the goals market. City games have went over 3.5 in the last 3 games straight. And in 3 of the last 4 home games, they went over 3.5. They'll always concede. And I do fancy City to get a couple here. So it's then, can we get a 4th? And I think we can. So I'm going for City Liverpool to be a bit of a goal fest here. Over 3.5 goals at 11-10.
Yeah, it does point to goals. The thing that Joe's pointing out in the chat is that this historically has been, we've quite often tipped up the unders in this, like no 0-0, 1-1 sort of thing. Man City generally playing very well, particularly at home. The blip is that 1-0 defeat at Aston Villa. That's the one thing that makes you scratch your head a little bit. 2 weeks ago. Liverpool have recovered well because we were very much enjoying them. Their bad run. But 2 home wins against Villa and Real Madrid. Arne gone back to the old system, basically, where they were good last year. And it's worked for them. Even if he does that temporarily, it seems like a good idea. Because it's just taking the heat off a little bit and he might go back to what he wants to do. But Liverpool have lost the last 3 away games: Brentford, Chelsea, Crystal Palace. They've conceded 8 goals doing that. And the one thing Man City do at home is score goals. Now, I did the same as you, Baz. I dipped into loads of different markets trying to find an angle because that was my handicap, was to say Manchester City goals. That was my handicap. And having looked in all the markets, I just came all the way back to Man City money line. I think Man City can outscore them. That's my conclusion on all of that. So Manchester City at 9-10, minus 111. Is that one, Baz? 10 games there in the hutch. Nicely done. Exotics, would you like to lead us off? Or I can get Data Dave to lead us off if you want.
Let's start with Data Dave. He's the man in form, isn't he? Let's give him his moment.
Back in the winner's circle, Data Dave. 7-2, I think he's at now. In the get to know Data Dave section, Barry, I asked him today, right? He's a bit of a dick, I'm going to be honest. I asked him, right, what would he score at Wallsend Golf Club, right? And not only did he tell me what he scored, he then broke down he gave me his entire card, his entire 18-hole card. So my question to you, Barry, is what does Data Dave claim he would score at the Royal and Ancient Wallsend Golf Club?
I reckon he's given himself a 65.
You're not far away. He's given himself a 69, Baz. Opened with a bogey.
72.
He pulled his drive.
72.
I didn't. Par 70. Breezy conditions, he says. Opened with a bogey, pulled his drive. Birdied the 3rd, birdied the 5th. 18-foot putt, dropped. So he went out in 35. He then birdied the 12th, the par 5. Another bogey. Put a 9-9 to 6 feet on 15. And yeah, back in 34. So out in 35, back in 34 for a 69. for Data Dave. So well,
I mean, he could have just said 69, couldn't he? He's went into a lot of detail there. Like,
fucking hell, he obviously had a slow day. His pick, Barry, is Chelsea to win to 0. 5-4 plus 125. So his odds against this week is Data Dave. Chelsea to beat Wolves to 0. It's not a bad shout, like, thinking about it. My lock is the both teams to score the over 2.5 in Palace Brighton. It's 2-1. Someone might even be 2-2. My underdog is Burnley. I did say I wanted to take a strong position on this game. Hopefully it doesn't bite me on the arse. I think you fancied them as well. So Burnley at 3-1. Corned beef pie, it's over 2.5. Double. Really easy. Villa Bournemouth. Palace Brighton. Pays 21-10. Plus 210. I thought it was a big price for a cheeky little over 2.5 double.
You've just named the fixtures. You haven't even told us what your bet was in it.
Over 2.5?
Over 2.5, sorry.
Yeah. And my stake in Stilton is a moneyline treble. 3 underdogs, Barry. Tottenham are too big. Burnley are too big. And I've gone for the mega mush on Brentford because Newcastle are dog shit away from them. Tottenham, Burnley and Brentford all to win pays 32-1. Anytime goal scorer is Ilman Ndiaye for Everton. He was very, very good against Sunderland, scored a good goal. I think Everton are going to knock Fulham over. 7-1 first and last, 5-2 anytime, Baz.
Yeah, so my lock's going to be Chelsea minus 1.5 handicap, one that you did not like. My dog's the same as yours, Burnley 3-1 to beat West Ham is going to be my dog. My acca is similar. I've got two of the same games, Villa Bournemouth, Palace Brighton, City Liverpool is the third one for me, but I'm going for both teams to score in those games as opposed to the overs. So both to score, Villa Bournemouth, Palace Brighton, City Liverpool, comes in at just under 3-1, around about 11-4. My stake in Stilton acca is going to be a big old underdog treble, a bit like you, but only one of them matches up. You won't like this one. I've got Fulham to beat Everton. I've got Burnley to beat West Ham. And the final one for me is Brighton to beat Palace. I think all of them have got live chances. Fulham to beat Everton, Burnley to beat West Ham, Brighton to beat Palace. 42-1 that treble. Massive price.
I've got a price up to 5-timer there then, Baz, don't I?
Yeah, you might as well, might as well price it up. And my score is I'm going to go back to Newcastle. It hit for me last week with Jacob Murphy. This week I'm going to go on the other side. Anthony Gordon got an injury last night, won't start. Harvey Barnes is going to start, and Harvey Barnes will score this week. 5-2 anytime, 15-2 first or last.
So to combine the stake in Stilton pies, which is a 5-timer on Fulham, Burnley, Tottenham, Brentford and Brighton, 327-1. Oof. Get in the queue, Baz. Get in the queue. I think we've done it, Barry. 4 minutes, 3 minutes now before I have to sound check this game. Is there anything you want to tell the people before we let them go?
No, I'm going to go get my glad rags off and get out dancing, won't I?
Get dancing. International break next week.
No.
So I know that. It's exciting though. It's all like the World Cup, proper qualifiers. I've got Nigeria v Gabon, Barry, next Thursday or Friday afternoon. It is. So it's a proper.
Gabon, don't you?
Oh, I love it, but mate, I'm all over Gabon, me. Yeah, so there's a lot of teams can qualify for the World Cup, and I love all of that. So we'll get stuck right into that on Sunday or Monday or whenever you decide, movable feast. Thanks everyone for joining us at this weird time. If you did miss us because of the weird time, we apologise. And just keep your.
Do we apologise? Do we really apologise? Nobody's apologised.
I do, yes. Remember the very start of this journey, Barry. It's what they say. When Kramer told us that consistency is king, innit? Times.
If you fuck that out most weeks. To be fair, in terms of
true.
days, it's usually days out rather than hours. If you look at the banner at the top of our page on YouTube, it says Wednesday and Sunday. When was the last time we done a Wednesday or Sunday? It's Thursday and Monday every week now. So yeah, the consistency went out of the window about 18 months ago.
Rubbish. Joe Bamba says he's not very good at international breaks. We'll sort you out, Joe. Don't worry about it. You come back here and I'll sort Nigeria v Gabon right out for you. Right, that was a complete waste of 90 seconds I haven't got. Thanks, Barry. Have a lovely evening. Look out for the schedule, everybody. Enjoy the football. Good luck with your bets. We will see you all down the road. Cheers.